Ernie Johnson, joined by my colleagues and my friends. My buds. Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for Milwaukee, all their practice, their preparation.
We're at the sold-out and noisy Oracle Arena. And David Aldridge is standing.
Well, guys, for a long time, the city of Milwaukee has been an NBA backwater. But with new owners.
All right, thanks, D.A. And opening night, Smitty, always a lot of excitement for the fans. As a player, does it feel a little different than any other regular season game?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you're excited. You get a chance to have new teammates, new logos, new branding. And the one thing is all 30 teams feel they can win a championship. Just on opening night.
It all begins brand new, doesn't it?
Yes.
Now, the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Parker and Monroe together inside. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3 slot. Middleton inside the 3-point line. And that one's off. He misses his first shot of the game. Inside, stolen by Monroe. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Back to Carter Williams. Monroe, the pass to Carter Williams. 6 on the shot clock. From the arc. They get the rebound. Monroe. And the layup's good off the glass. Monroe's got the first points up on the board for the Bucks.
And they are on the board first. Let's see if that gets them off and running.
They kick it out to Green. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Thompson. The shot that time, not on target. Great D that time from Middleton. Curry against Carter Williams. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And it's Monroe at the elbow from 13. And yep, couple bounces and it falls.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
He also, for a big guy, has a terrific touch from that range.
Curry, good.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Now Carter Williams. Monroe outside. To the middle. Here's Antetokounmpo. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
They just talked that one up to a little miscommunication. I'm sure they'll get on the same page.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
He also understands better than most how to use angles, and that was the reason why.
We all know that Curry broke the 3-point record last year, putting up an incredible 402 made threes on the season. The fact that no one had reached 300 before, then he goes and gets 400 is just astonishing.
And that is really the most impressive thing about the record. He broke his own record by over 100. It would be like a player hitting 90 home runs in a year. Little doubt that he's the best shooter of all time.
Parker against Pachulia. Goes up again. And it's Parker again missing. The Warriors trailing. Here's Durant. Here's Pachulia, and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Bucks have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. To the inside. Here's Monroe. It's deflected. Tries to save it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe. And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. In third, the Warriors.
You gotta love the way they protect the basket. Anybody who attempts a shot around the rim is always looking out for the swat.
It's stolen by Carter Williams. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. Middleton, Antetokounmpo trying to break loose. Tips it back in.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Here's Curry, and he gets it to go from the high post. Curry's got 7. Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Kicks to Monroe. Goes up at the stripe. And he overshot that one, missing. The Warriors shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit freaky out there. Rejected by Monroe. And Green with the basket on the assist by Pachulia. Green's got his first basket of the night.
When you get the rock to Green down low, he is a wrecking ball, using his body and arms so well.
And Milwaukee calls their...
Hustle up. Let's figure this out now. Let's go. We've got to improve on our offensive execution, gentlemen.
Tried it for opening night as well.
Yeah, you just missed it. You're ready for it to come back. You wish basketball was all year long, but you got to give the guys some break. Opening night is huge.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. David West, he's checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. Clark, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Now here's Livingston. Carter Williams covering. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Livingston's got his first basket.
Sean Livingston playing within himself. He understands his offense, and to get to his spot, his sweet spot, that's the mid-range.
Teletovic dishes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Teletovic. Now here's Carter Williams. Tight defense on him. David West grabs the miss.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Livingston, no luck.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole different ball game down low when this fella's lurking around.
Teletovic, the screen. Here's Dellavedova. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. The Warriors leading. Stolen by Dellavedova. Feeds to Carter Williams. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Unloads from 13. No good that time. And the basketball bloodlines of...
Dad always watches more film than me. And I watch film too. Not saying I don't. But they're both fans.
Yeah, you know, it's great to have that blend of support and competitiveness around you really your whole life.
Yeah, you can try to put a little something over on your coaches from time and again, even your teammates maybe, but family, they'll check you every time.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, they were in total lockdown mode there. Can they keep it up for their entire game? It remains to be seen.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, we've got West. Iguodala out there with Durant, and there's Livingston, and it's Clark in at the 2. For Sean Livingston, a lot of his scores come from him hitting a jumper on a smaller guard. His post-up game and turnaround shot are one of the hardest things to stop in the league.
And so many people say, well, he has an advantage because of his size and height. But first of all, you got to have the ability and skills to handle the basketball as a point guard. And so what, you're down there with smaller guys. You have to have skill set to make those turnaround jumpers. And also the mid-range game, that's an art. Sean Livingston has mastered it.
Well, we all know that Iguodala does more than what shows up in the box score, but you can't overstate how important that is to a team. Executes all the little plays, Steve. You know things you need, and then it shows up in big moments.
You know, Andre Iguodala is one of those players. Whatever you need, you said it best. But clutch plays down the stretch, and he's also one of those guys that you love to have in the locker room for other guys to learn from. He keeps things very jovial and light for his team. But he's a guy that when it's time to play, the prankster in him goes away when he gets on the court.
Puts up the baby hook, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net. The Warriors shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Here's Curry, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And who can forget Steph Curry going down in the playoffs last season? Very scary moment in the first round. He was able to return and contribute, but ultimately his team fell to the Cavs in the finals.
Just the fact that Curry was able to come back and lead them to the Western Conference Finals was huge. Goes to show you just how much can change in the playoffs with one injury.
Jabari Parker's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Looking around the league, Steve, so many new faces in new places. The coaching turnover is very high. You know, speaking of that, of the coaches in new situations, who do you think is set up best for success right now?
You know, I think Tom Thibodeau. It might not be, I would say, instant success, but the guys he has, they're so young. I think he has a chance to mature these guys, get these guys going. I think in a couple of years, Minnesota might be okay.
Nate McMillan at Indiana inherits a playoff team.
Yes, for sure. I mean, there's so many different guys and so much movement, it's hard to pick one.
And what a solid comeback Jabari Parker made last year after an ACL ended his rookie season before Greg had even began.
Yeah, and what the injury did was force Jabari to become stronger and more well-conditioned in terms of his training. When feeling his best, he's a dynamic scorer off the dribble. Struggles a little on D, but the rest of his game has enormous upside.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
No, not at all. When you see him guarding you, just try to move the basketball on.
There's the dish to Dellavedova. Screened by Parker. Dellavedova kicks to Parker. The shot by Middleton, wide open. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
That's just a solid execution to get a wide open look.
Here's Curry, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
The Warriors has had some turnovers in their coaching staff, and Steve Kerr, give him a lot of credit. Two guys in the first 2 years leave to get head coaching jobs.
The Warriors shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Stephen Curry shooting free throw is just a treat to watch.
And one thing that makes Steve Kerr unique, he really does empower his assistant coaches.
Yes, watching him on the sideline, you can see he lets his assistants have a role on this team. Look what happened last year. Luke Walton in the first 43 games of the season, he was fantastic, and Steve Kerr stayed out of the way.
And for a high-effort, hard-nosed role player off the bench, you could do a lot worse than the Aussie Matthew Dellavedova.
I love Delly. He's one of those guys that wasn't drafted out of St. Mary's, but he's shown he belongs in the NBA. A guy who will run through a brick wall for his teammates.
Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And it's Monroe at the elbow. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Pachulia's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Middleton against Thompson. Durant in the corner. From downtown, and the 3-ball is good. And now it's a 3-point Warrior lead.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
These are the type of games you love. You can't predict. The only thing you know is it's going to be a close one.
The shot's good. 6 points for Greg Monroe.
The mid-range game is becoming more of a lost art, but not for this guy.
Here's Curry. Broke loose. Parker with the steal. Pass break, Milwaukee. Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Up top, Curry. Defended by Dellavedova from 11 feet away. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 15 points for Steph Curry.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
To the middle, here's Monroe. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Some changes for Golden State. Draymond Green, who's checked in for Durant. Ian Clark comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Milwaukee also making some changes. John Henson comes in for Mirza Teletovic. And it's Carter Williams in for Chris Middleton. Green against Henson. Here's Pachulia. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
This is his first free throw of the game. The free throw drops for Pachulia.
And one thing you have to like about the Bucks, I mean, this is really an unselfish basketball team. Terrific assist totals almost every night, and I think largely because they've been acquiring guys with that team-first mentality.
The Bucks making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Warriors trail by 3. Unloads from 13. That's good on the jump shot. Livingston's got 6.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
And talking about the unselfishness of the Bucks players, I would also think that comes from the top down.
Well, you think about who's coached the club the past couple years. This is an organization that believes in team-oriented basketball. Bucks really focus on getting each other good shots last season, something that was evident when you'd watch them play.
And they'll keep possession.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Milwaukee shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
David West, he's checked in for Pachulia. And the Bucks are an interesting team. There was the trade involving Brandon Knight, Michael Carter-Williams a while ago. They signed Greg Monroe to a free agent contract last season. Re-signed John Henson. A lot of moving parts with the Bucks.
And they're still trying to identify the right combination of players because they're still struggling with consistency. On paper, at times, it seems like the team should have more wins than it actually does.
Great drive to the rim by Iggy. His aggressiveness really forcing the D to get physical with him.
So far in the game, he's 0 of 2 at the line. The free throw drops for Iguodala. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Here's West. He drains the turnaround jump shot. And the Warriors lead by 1.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Here's Carter Williams. They set the pick. Outside, out of the Kumbo. 1 second left. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Warriors.
Thanks very much, Steph. I know Coach Stress is taking care of the basketball. What have you guys been doing to make sure you limit your turnovers?
You look at film, but it's just about it.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we're halfway through this. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both. And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Just fundamentally sound basketball. That's what you want out of your offense of each and every game.
The Bucks trail. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. Parker and Monroe together inside. Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo, and it's Carter Williams in at the 1.
Stephen Curry all over his man, gets the steal, and then he converts on the offensive end.
Bucks shooting not great, 40% for the game. Inside, here's Carter Williams, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And it's 6 points for Michael Carter Williams.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's already got the personality of a star. And when you look at the overall skill set, I mean, he's very close to becoming an elite player in this league. I mean, he does a little bit of everything. And he can do it in a multitude of positions. That the Greek freak, as they call him, is the kind of player who could become the face of the franchise. And I think also because of his versatility, he's got the kind of game that you can mix and match with other types of players that I think could lead to a lot of success for this franchise.
And talking about the potential of Giannis, some experts feel he's only a jump shot away from being a perennial all-star.
And he's cleaned up his mechanics as well. Still trying to develop that consistency. But on the playmaking side of things, he has excellent vision. Also racks up a lot of rebounds, blocks, and steals. So 2 things he really needs to avoid, though, to take the next step: turnovers and foul trouble.
Monroe against Pachulia. The drive by Monroe. Parker's shot is off. Warriors leading by 3. Here's Thompson. And he can't point over Jabari Parker.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
If you aren't going to at least step in front of him, you can't be surprised when he throws it down like that.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
What I like there, fantastic defensive rotation. Just suffocated him at the point of attack.
And, you can see in his eyes, he knows that is not a dunk he should have missed.
Middleton can't get it to go.
And this is not how they wanted to start out the second half. Just 1 for 4 so far.
Here's Durant, and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And checking out some stats for Greg Monroe. Good season for him last year. Averaged 15 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Carter Williams with it. He's got 6. Here's Middleton. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. And it's 6 points for Chris Middleton. Smitty, you're a proud alum of Michigan State. Great school, great program. You contributed to help build the Clara Bell Smith Student Athletic Academic Center there on campus. One of the great facilities in all of college basketball. When you think back on...
Here we go. Let's draw it up. We've got to improve on our offensive execution, gentlemen. How many times do I have to repeat myself? If we want to beat these guys, we have to stay disciplined and get good looks at the rim.
On the court, but off the court, you're really never ready to have the challenges out of basketball.
So you like the 4 years. You thought that was huge for you playing.
For me personally, I like the 4 years.
David West, he's checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And here is Carter Williams. To Leaugue, the screen. Shot off the pick. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Those types of shots are low quality. You're not going to win too many friends on that one.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Livingston with it, working on Leaugue, but they'll get another chance.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Antetokounmpo passes to Carter Williams. Plumlee dishes to Antetokounmpo. Carter Williams, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists tonight. Here's Livingston. They grab their own miss. Here's West. And another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Livingston's got the lead up to 7 now for the Warriors.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
The shot's good from Plumlee.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Livingston. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Makes up for a lack of speed with just tremendous effort and hustle on that play.
And the Warriors last season leading the league in points, field goal percentage, assists, three-pointers made. Steve, and three-point percentage, you name it, they led it.
Yes, the three-point shooting in particular, they lapped the competition. Far and away the best offensive team in the league, and they were no slouches defensively.
The Bucks have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And the Warriors with some changes. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. And Ian Clark subbed in for Klay Thompson. Milwaukee also making some changes. John Henson's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Chris Middleton. And among all the tangible things that make the Warriors great, the big intangible we keep coming back to, Steve, is chemistry.
Yes, they have great players, but this is a team that loves each other, loves playing the game. They're unselfish. They're willing to sacrifice. They play hard, and you just can't create that. Chemistry is something that you have to develop.
The Warriors have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point in the game.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Good on the second free throw. Bucks trail by 9. 36 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And that one's good by Clark.
The defense cannot afford to give him an inch that close to the basket because he will burn you every time.
Dellavedova kicks to Carter Williams. And it's Henson atop the key. It's tipped. Passes to Carter Williams. Pass to Plumlee. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 3 assists now in this one. On the wing, Green. Again, Golden State.
Sean Livingston's court vision is amazing. Being able to hit the open guy right on stride.
Carter Williams. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Warriors on top, up by 11. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Here's Curry. Curry is out there with Ian Clark, and there's Iguodala. Then there's West, and it's Pachulia in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
It's got to be hard guarding Stephen Curry. You don't know when he's going to shoot the basketball, and sometimes you overreact, and you're just plain and simple fouling.
The first free throw is good. And most first-round draft picks in the NBA, Steve, have the unique experience of waiting in the green room on draft day, anxiously listening for their name to be called. What was that day? What was that moment like for you?
You know what? Nerve-wracking, because, you know, I was projected to go anywhere from 2 to 10. So when you start to hear 2, 3, 4, luckily I went 5th, Kevin. Was just hoping I didn't fall far to 10. But I think I tell young guys, whether you 1 through 10, you just want to go to there where it's a great fit for you.
And all the teams that work you out, they probably all say, hey, Steve, if you're available, we're going to take you. I mean, you get a lot of that when you're going through the process?
Yeah, you do. And then you start to believe that you just got to go out there and play your best and wait to see on draft day. Because sometimes you're picked by that team, and the next thing you know, you're traded a pick after.
And as you've said before, being drafted by Miami was a godsend. You thought it was the perfect place for you to go.
I thought it was a great fit for me. Had some guys that I played against throughout my high school and college career. It was perfect.
And the Warriors making a change here. Durant's checked in. Parker passes to Antetokounmpo, and it's blocked by Curry.
Love seeing Stephen Curry get up and send that one back.
Count that bucket. And the Warriors lead by 10.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Parker against Durant. And Middleton kicks to Parker. Screened by Parker. Here's Middleton. Milwaukee. No good that time either.
See, that's a good look from within his range. You know he's kicking himself for missing it.
Iguodala with the bucket.
Outstanding work from Iggy. So skilled in finishing off the drive.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Timeout called. The Bucks.
Hustle up. Let's figure this out now. Let's go. We've got to improve on our offensive execution, gentlemen.
Stephen Curry.
You have to call timeout here. You can't let this go on any longer. This guy is on fire. They need to do something to try to cool him off. I'm sure whatever adjustments they're planning are also being taken into consideration by the other side.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd going over the plan with his team for the last few minutes. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Parker. And he converts the layup. Parker's got 5 points now this quarter.
When you get close to the basket like that, good things usually happen.
Durant up top. Kicks it out to Iguodala. The three. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo dishes to Carter Williams. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Curry. Antetokounmpo against Durant. Shot clock at 5. Offensive rebound. Warriors leading by 10. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. And it's 7 points for Kevin Durant.
What a play. Durant attacking and finishing with the defender draped all over him.
Screen by Monroe. Fades back. Off the left rim and out.
If you're trying to figure out why these guys can't catch up, his inconsistent shooting is a good place to start.
Shot from the wing. Basket good.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the Bucks miss again. And Pachulia pulls it down. Warriors have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And Durant, here we go. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. One of the most impactful free agent moves in league history, certainly Kevin Durant. Greg signing with the Golden State Warriors.
It sent shockwaves through the league. I mean, we've heard of teams with 3 All-Stars before, but you know, the Warriors now have 4. And when you look at Curry, Thompson, Durant, and Green, you could argue that each of them are the best at their respective position in the NBA. Well, that is scary for the opposition.
And it's Green missing. Bucks trail by 16. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, defended by Durant. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
The defense is pretty much helpless once he finds breathing room to get to the basket.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Carter Williams. And that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist by Parker. That's 10 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Outside Curry. On the wing, Thompson. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Warriors lead by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Warriors.
Starting five must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Stephen Curry.
It was a phenomenal job he did of finding his ideal rhythm at the offensive end and never letting the defense take him out of it. Once he got into that flow, the points came in a steady stream.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. West is checked in for Pachulia. Ian Clark comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Big brute substitution here for Milwaukee. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Monroe. John Henson comes in for Parker. Barnes checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Brogdon subbed in for Chris Middleton. Carter Williams the pass to Brogdon. Henson a screen on Green. Back to Carter Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Henson with the screen. Off target from three-point range. Here's Durant. And then Durant with the dunk.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
They did. Fantastic run here to really put this game to bed.
Some changes for Golden State. Pachulia, he's checked in for West. Thompson comes in for Ian Clark. And Steph Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Tyler Ennis, he's checked in for Carter Williams. Now Ennis. And there's the feed to Henson. Here's Brogdon. Offensive rebound. Plumlee the pass to Brogdon. Thompson up top. Outside Curry. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And the outcome of this.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, Stephen Curry. He had a nice surge